Hello everyone, welcome back to my Jay Bird. We're going to take a break for the blindfold blitzes for a little while, but here's one that's kind of new. It's just a new version of the Knights 33. It's called Steps Decline, Bishop on the Run, Knights 33. The ELO set at 2728, and let's get to it. It's pretty long. H4, E5, E3, D5, D4. There's the steps, C6. And I was hoping to get the two knights in before it would fall apart, but that's why we call it the decline. After C6, F3, D4 takes, D4 takes, F6, and there's the bishop on the run. G5, G4, E2, E6, C3, B4, E3, castle, A3, D6, B5, H6, takes D6, takes D6, F6 takes F6, and castle. After castle, C8, B3, F5, D3, E4, B1, C7, E1, F3, takes F3, D4 takes, D5 takes, F3 takes, E4, G6, E3, E5, H5, C6, F4, takes D3, takes D3, B6, threatens checkmate, B3, H5 takes, H1, H4, H3, D5, G2, check, G7, can't trade because he's up in pawns here and it's no good, so we can't do that. And plus I get a pawn here. After G7 takes D5, rookie over, G6. Now I had to look at this for a little bit, check, I take, check, and I have to be careful. I have to double look at this. But where did I go here? I took another pawn, B7. He goes rookie check, G1. I take G1. G1 he takes, A2. I had to go white square. He can come back and throw another check, maybe here, back here. Got to be careful. Don't want to. After A2, G4. Now I bring the queen right back, H1. C8. Now he's threatening a check here. Let's see what I do. I believe I moved the king, B1, yeah. Then he goes D8. Now look, his queen covers that. Now I had to do a little thinking. And so I decided to go here. And even though he throws the check, you'll see here, H4. Now he's going to come down and throw a check. But I moved the king. We'll be trading pieces off here. After H4, D1 check. A2, back on the white square, stay off the black. He can use his queen to get out of it, and then I'll lose my queen. That's why you had to go to the white square. After A2, H1, G4, I take would a check. So, and after that, F8, F5, H5, A4, G7, take EA7, H4, B2, F6, A8, G7, E8, H3, F6, H7, E3, G6, A4. And like I said, this game has no time limit, so I have plenty of time to think before I make the moves. I didn't want to make no mistakes. I lost the game another day before. I got so mad I didn't even save the database on it. So After a4, f5, a5, g4, e8, d1, g8 check, f3, h8, and now right here it's game over. Rook behind there. I got the back lane for me, and I got an eye on this pawn at the same time. After h8, h2 takes. Now see, he moved. He didn't even let me take that. Maybe he knew it was game, because once I had the back rank like that and behind that pawn, what's he gonna do? If he moved, even if he moved here, I pushed the pawn here. He moved here, no matter, or he would push to stop. Then I'd just be pushing these pawns. So after h2, d7, b4, b7, b3, e4, check e2, f5, c4, a7, e7, a8, f7, e6, c7, f6, a4, g8, b5, g1, b6, check ea1, b5, e5, b7, e4, c6, b1, a6, b4, after b4, c5, b1, a7, looks like h1, b8, checky, h5, b4, after b4, e5, second queen, a8, e3, and I didn't want to waste no time with the rook and just one queen. Just make it after e3, a7, c5, c5 check, d3, d7, e2, e4, f1, f7, and that looks like game. Let's go back over this and see. It's a typical Knights 33. I mean, I tried to, because my whole intent was to get those steps built up without them being broken apart with the Knights 33. That was my goal. And I pushed this pawn here up because I lost a couple games, and I had to remind me of the pawn's revenge game. So that's why I pushed it up, trying to throw the computer off a little bit. I got the steps up, but I wanted to get the other knight out, but I couldn't get enough up right away. And then this is like normal stuff, you know. I did my attacks quick. I got behind to threaten these knights right away. Well, so did he, but... And then I finally got the knight up, and then he did it again. I'm defending. I don't want to double my pawn up there. That's why that happened. Try to flush him out. Alright, he goes out. And then, see, I go right into the attack right away. And then I ain't letting him get a chance to breathe. I mean, this is 27-28. You know, I didn't want to play around. Just when you're in it, you're in it. You know, you gotta. And this is how it went down. And you just keep playing the game. You know, pieces were basically trade off. You know, there was only one part that was kind of complicated. Now, right there, you got to watch the checkmate. You see what I'm saying? I caught on to that quick. You know. And then I saw the double pawns. Had some ideas with that. Throw a check in. But I didn't want to trade pieces right then and there. But this isn't a good idea to double the pawns up on this side. The king's open. But I went this way, took a pawn. Made sure everything was safe. My king, alright, trade a piece. You know, You know, simple stuff. I had to run back. He brought the other rook back. Alright, move that down, no problem. And I said, well, okay, he moved here. Check, and look, his queen's up. You gotta be careful. But I knew I could go up here because we trade off. He takes, I take his queen. And I had to go in a white space too. That was already thought of too before I even got to this point. Like I said, I at least think 3 or 4 moves up. You know, I don't do 8 moves. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, after that, I win, I win, I lose. So, and now the game just continues on here. Basically, it's over now. I mean, you just you can blunder. There's no doubt about that. He let me have that pawn. I don't understand that, but maybe you just take care of one thing at a time here. You know, and even go back to get rid of that other piece. Because I don't need no stray pawns with a queen to come in this game before me. And it goes on, and that's the game. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll have some more for you.